He's from Singapore. He is retarded.
Not based.
Not based.
I'm totally okay with it. You know, it just shows how different people have different perspective, and they constantly
Different people have different perspectives.
Yeah, like your different perspectives on genocides that are happening in China.
They just vomit their bad manner onto stranger that they do not know. But I'm okay with it. Actually, you know, I'm okay with it. Yeah. That's why
Fox is a shill for the CCP.
Yeah, I think you also support.
I
the Nazi.
hate
I think
women.
you also support the Nazi. You know, this is my view for you. Can
everybody. Whoa!
Yeah.
Who got?
Fox supports the ethnic genociding of Uyghur
I'm pretty
Muslims
sure that
in Russia.
actually Ox, I'm pretty sure you can't accuse people of that, dude. That's actually like against the rules.
He's accusing me things that
Well,
is not true. So
is that Americana? Do you know?
Well, you have to stop.
You
Dude.
just
Fox is a
said
shill for the CCP.
Sorry, I mean Patton.
And why
Patton,
is
do
he
you have
allowing
history
to
with
throw
you, man?
random accusation at me? And while moderator is
Fox
warning me not to
denies the
accuse
Uyghur genocide.
Because he didn't accuse you of being a Nazi. That's why.
Now he's,
That's why.
now-
It's
now-
literally that.
he
Ox
just
is
called
just
him a
lying.
Nazi.
They just
Oh,
accused
so
me
you
as a
called him a
genocide
Nazi.
denier. And why are you not doing more? I'm
That is
recording
correct.
this.
Well, you do. I mean, the thing is, if it's true in this
Come
case,
on.
like it is for you,
Come
then
on.
yes, then you are. You
Ox
do
has
deny the
a
genocide.
history of
against
denying the
Uyghurs.
Uyghur genocide.
You do.
You guys are so
You do
Hey,
deny it.
Ox, I got a really quick question.
I'm recording this, so this is
Ox,
fun.
Ox,
Do
I
it.
got a quick
Ox,
question.
don't hold on. Wait 1 second,
Is
real
there
fast.
a genocide of Uyghurs?
Hold on.
Is there a genocide of Uyghurs going on in China, Ox?
What information
I
do you
don't-
have regarding the genocide? I would like to know.
I have multiple countries, including the Intelligence Department of the United States, saying that it is happening.
Okay, so
Discord, in
Donnie,
fact, recognizes it as a
Donnie.
genocide. No, Ox,
We also
Ox,
have
Ox.
documents
Donnie,
from the
Donnie,
Chinese
Donnie.
government acknowledging that it
Heal,
Donnie,
heal, Ox, heal.
sure, I'll let
Thank
you have the
you.
floor. I'll let you have the
So,
floor.
no, I'm not done yet. The American government recognizes that China is conducting a genocide. Now, Ox, you know Discord's stance on denying the genocide as it relates to what America believes.
Now there's a huge difference between some country that have lied before.
The
and
Silva
say something,
also operates on
and
California
then,
rules.
And then we talking about information in regards of what is facts. Okay? So if you say there's a genocide, okay, I'm merely asking you a question. Are we having a conversation, or are you just going to make some crazy sound? And there's so many moderator, and why are you not moderating? Okay,
because you're a bitch.
moderator, thank you. This is the type
What-
of
what's
level
that?
that you're doing. Okay,
Moderator.
so
What? Sorry, hold on. I'm trying to do some reading, and it seems that the Department of the intelligence agencies all believe that these Uyghurs are in fact being genocided. Oh,
okay, so Donnie,
big
Oh, yeah.
stinky
Donnie,
Just
poop
defend the
right
genocide,
there,
dude.
dude.
Don't be a
Donnie,
baby about
Donnie,
it.
you see, like I say, I'm always
How
out for
come
a civil
genocide,
conversation
they're
if you
losers?
guys are capable
You're
of
not
engaging.
afraid.
Okay, so first of all, you say that there's a genocide going on.
Yeah.
I am ignorant of many facts. Can you bring forth
Uh-huh.
good information so that I can agree with you there's a genocide
What do you
going on?
consider good
There
information?
is no
Ox?
way
didn't say that
you
he
can
believes it
possibly
is. He said
still
the
be
United
ignorant
States
of
government
information
believes
on
it
this issue, Ox. We have brought this shit to you
Zay,
for
Zay,
over
Get him,
a
Zaexis.
year.
Get him.
And if
Zay,
you are going
get
to
'em.
consistently deny and
Zay,
act ignorant about the information
I'm not
that we
denying
have
anything at the
sent you,
moment.
Stop. Let
bullshit.
Zaexis go. Let you
We
I'm not
let him
have
go.
denying
sent
anything
you,
at the
Ox,
moment.
no,
If
I'm
you
going
guys
to
want to-
locally mute you until I'm done talking. We have sent you information on this issue for over a year.
No,
The
Zay,
number of
that is not
people
true.
who have come and gone through this server who have sent you information regarding the Uyghur genocide and your continued denial of what's going on is fucking outstandingly arrogant.
It's
You
way
should
more
feel
than a
ashamed.
year,
Zay,
too.
Zay,
It's
Zay, okay.
several years. Ox has been here forever, dude. He's
You
seen
know
it
what?
for
Keep
several
crying.
years.
Okay,
Keep crying about the genocide. Who cares?
Give me a moment, please. Okay, you guys is using bad argument that you couldn't even support. Okay, and just saying that I don't.
There we
agree.
go.
You see, if I'm arguing, moderator shouldn't be over talking. I'm recording this so that we can have a good record, and I will be
It's fine.
posting up on
Go, it's
YouTube
fine.
to let
I'll get a
everyone
stern
determine.
talking to.
Donnie,
I don't
please.
care where you posted.
care.
We've talked to you
I don't
about the
care.
forced
I'm gonna ratio you,
sterilization.
dude.
We've
YouTube
talked
is
to you
gonna
about the
roast
forced
you, Ox.
Are we going to
contraceptives.
have a
We've
conversation?
talked to you about the suppression of them in internment camps. Why do you deny that these things are going on?
Give me a moment.
Z?
Okay.
Z?
Okay.
Damn,
Either we
dude.
engage in a conversation, okay, and then we come
We're
forward with
going
good
through a
information.
struggle session right now, like the CCP tells you you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go through self-criticism right now, dude. This isn't a conversation. It's a self-crit session, dude. It's in line with Marx's Leninism.
Please shut up.
Moderator
Tech, please stop.
Why are moderator
Tech,
over
stop.
talking? Okay, copycat.
Yeah, why is moderator over
Not
talking?
over talking,
Copycat,
dude.
can you
These
please
guys both
moderate?
stop. Just let Ox go, please.
Thank you. Okay. I'm happy to engage anyone. Okay. Openly. This is a very good offer now. I actually have about 1 hour to go. Okay, before I need to go out. So I'm happy to engage anyone to give me more information in regards of your claim. Okay, so that I can agree with you. Do not come across something by saying that, oh, in the past he bring for me good information that we can go into it that support your claim instead of.
So I'm going to post you the same shit that I did 2 years ago because we've been having the same fucking conversation with you for 2 years.
There's a huge difference here. Okay.
Z support?
Okay. I really make it very simple for you. Please do not come and randomly throw me because you couldn't support what you say. Why don't you bring for one simple evidence? Because if it's true, you only need one
fuck.
simple
Okay,
evidence.
I guess I'll go to all the same fucking articles I gave you 2 years ago on this exact same fucking issue. But okay.
Oh,
Okay,
Z.
wait, give me a moment, okay? When I open your message,
No.
okay, you barely send me any single link. I'm recording. When I open it,
I don't send it to you
do not
in
send me
DMs.
anything.
I've
You do not send me
motherfucker,
anything.
you ignorant shithead. I don't send
Hey,
it to
Dad
you
is
in
fighting
DMs.
his
DMs.
mommy. I'm so
I don't
scared.
send it
You're
to
not
you
making
in
an argument.
DMs.
You're not
I don't
making.
send it to you
No.
in DMs.
That
I have
is-
posted
Oy
them
vey.
to you.
Wait,
I've had this
wait. First of
conversation
all-
with you.
First of
When we've
all-
reviewed the AP news articles, you reject the Associated Press as being a reliable source of information.
Wait, okay? You bring up something.
Wait.
Associate Press, okay? Can you
Yeah,
bring
stop
for,
interrupting
Can
everybody
you bring
else.
for that article so that the whole room can have a look? War in Ukraine is the place to post. Send it to me in my DM. So when you say that
No, I'm going to post it in voice links so
Okay.
everyone else
No.
can see how dishonest you are on this topic.
Gentlemen, okay? I love to engage civilly and good conversation, okay? First of all, okay?
Yes, but in bad faith.
The reason why I'm asking you to send it to DM to me so that we know that you actually send me link, which your claim that you send me numerous links, you have not. And
I'm going to post them in voice links
post
for
it in voice
everyone
link.
else.
Post it in voice link. I want you to post it in voice link. And also at the same time, please do the courtesy and send it to me so that we have the recording. Okay, so that we know.
Oy
Even
vey.
if you have the recording, just look at your own
Dude,
fucking
he's trying to
voice
get his
links.
social credit
If
scores
you're
up. Just
that
send it to him,
ignorant
okay?
that you only want to have it on your own
sure,
DMs,
okay.
you can get fucked. I'm going to
No,
post it
no,
in
no,
voice links,
I
and if
am-
you decide not to read it, that's on you
I
and
tell
whether or
you
not
what, I tell
you're
you what,
going to
okay?
engage in an honest conversation.
I am engaging you fully now, okay? I will dedicate some time for you. And since you don't do me the courtesy, I will take the same link that you have sent me and I will send it in your DM so that we have a recording of what we are talking about, okay? So that we
No,
know what
goddammit,
we are
I
claiming.
don't care about your DMs.
So
I don't give a shit about your
So
DMs.
wait, okay? Now, since you have
Tony-
since you have this article, okay, Donnie, please don't interrupt. Since you have shown me this article, okay, 29
You literally interrupt everybody,
29
Ox.
June and 2020. Tell me which part of this article support your claim that a genocide is going on. Can you tell me which part of this article?
Have you read it?
No, I have not read it. You read your article. This is your proof, right? And you should know which part of this
Okay,
article support your
sure,
claim. Yeah.
sure,
Thank you.
sure. Again, since you want to be dishonest and not actually read
No.
sources as they're provided to you, I will read it for you.
No, you just need to.
I will read it for you. Shut your goddamn mouth.
No. Let me.
Shut your fucking mouth,
That is not how you argue.
Shut.
okay?
No more.
I'm not
Now, what
arguing
you need
with
to
you.
do-
I'm going to read to you, and you're
No,
going to
which
sit
part?
there
Which
and
part?
fucking listen.
Which part? That's
They have had
yeah.
a
go on.
coordinated control of birth rates
Can you
of the
tell me
Uyghur
Can you
Muslims.
tell me which part?
They
is
have been forcing sterilization, contraceptives,
Mhm.
and abortion upon Uyghur Muslims who are specifically being held in internment camps.
Okay.
When you
not
are
nice.
looking at the article that I'm referring to here,
Okay.
examples of the outcomes of these policies are birth rates in Hotan and Kashgar,
Mhm.
which dropped significantly, more than 60% during a period of time in which the Chinese government implemented forced sterilization policies.
Okay. This is what you believe, right? So
I'm now going to unlocally mute you so you may respond.
Okay. Are you done now? Are you done? Okay, so I'm responding.
Dude,
Okay?
Would you
just
listen to the conversation
I did
instead of
listen to
being a
you.
little po-ass bitch?
I did listen to you. You do not need to add me.
Well, let's be civil now.
Okay.
It's
That's
not
a
an ad hom,
fallacy.
it's an insult. There's a difference.
Yeah, there's a
understand.
fallacy. Like, you're being disingenuous.
Okay, so carry on. Okay, I hear what you say. Okay, can you tell me which year was that when the population was dropping? Which year?
The population was dropping between 2015 and 2018.
Okay, do you know about Xinjiang conflict?
Yes.
He doesn't.
Okay, what was the Xinjiang conflict? I mean, let me say to you, it was the conflict between the Uyghurs and that region.
The Wiggles? The Wiggles?
Donnie.
What? Yeah, what's up?
We are trying to have a conversation, please.
You made me laugh, dude.
Guys, can we have a round of applause today?
I try to
Everyone.
I try to appeal to you as polite as possible, please. Okay. So during the Xinjiang conflict, that region was vastly destabilized. Okay, and of course, when a country is in conflict and there's a lot of terrorism going on, it's normal that the population drops because people get displaced and destabilized. Just if you look at Afghanistan, when American invade, I'm sure their birth rate dropped because the country is being, or that region is being destabilized. And I don't think it's solely contributed to your claim of a so-called forced sterilization. In many country, there's a birth policy or parenthood policy. In America, you have Planned Parenthood. In China, they have their own policy that you may consider them as forced sterilization. In fact, that is still arguable. And the only single supporting evidence based on this AP article was the only article from Adrian Zen. And there's no further information to compare or verify. In fact, if you look at the Adrian Zen article, okay, in regards of what AP have quoted, unless you are providing me further information in regards of that, we are seeing that a lot of the information posted by the Jamestown Foundation, or is actually funded by the Jamestown Foundation, written by Adrian Zen, have thrown in a lot of false narrative. For example, they have used photos of regular medical checkup that the Chinese government provided for the minority in Xinjiang, saying that this is actually proof of forced sterilization. It's actually old people taking blood pressure. You can see the evidence from the Jamestown Foundation articles that has been used by AP to support the claim. So what I appeal to you, okay, is that when you say that you read your own article, can you tell me which part of your article of what AP have said is based on a concrete source that AP, I'm sure AP is a very credible, in your view, a good source, and a good journalism will tell you where they get their information. Do you agree? The floor is yours.
So I'm going to address a couple things before I answer that question directly.
Yes, please.
First, how long has the Xinjiang conflict been going on?
3,000 years.
You wanted to ask me about the Xinjiang conflict. How long has it been occurring?
Sure. Let me a moment. I do not want to give you a random figure.
I can tell you a direct answer if you want.
3,000 years. I have the answer.
Yeah, you can tell me your version, then I'm happy to reply to you.
Just released here in May, like
over 90 years.
Yeah, recordings of
go on.
Recordings of people, or was it CCP officials in Xinjiang or whatever the fuck, Xinjiang. Yeah, files reveal China Uyghur genocide details. Just kill them. Somebody is quoted.
Okay.
Stinky, poopy shits,
Donnie,
dude.
We can jump into that later, but I'm currently having a conversation with Z. So Z, please. Yeah.
Over 90 years.
Okay, you're correct.
It's part of China, though. They can do whatever they want.
Okay, so you asked me a question about the general idea of how long has you ask me about a conflict and you make reference that during conflict you tend to see that populations decrease. I'm willing to accept that for the sake of argument. If a conflict has been going on for 90 years, what specifically about that conflict, if you were trying to bring that up, because I'm assuming you're bringing this up in reference to the drop in population rate, correct?
Sure. Okay, so...
Sure. Hold on. No. You haven't heard the question. You can't possibly respond yet.
Go on.
What relation are you trying to connect between the Xinjiang conflict, which is a 90-plus year ongoing issue within the province, and a 3-year 60% population drop?
Okay, you bring up something very interesting. I do not deny and do not disagree with you that the Xinjiang conflict in the region has been going on for 92 years. So if let me share good information. So instead of just randomly endorsing some article, so here is a timeline which is quite good. So I've shared it on voice link, and as a courtesy, I send it to you in your DM. Okay, so that we have a record of what we are talking about. Okay.
I don't need it in my DMs.
Don't worry.
Just post it
No,
in voice
the
links.
reason why I nick in your DM is so
I'm
that
telling you, don't. I don't want to block you, but don't. No, Ox, shut the
Wait, why?
fuck up.
Wait, why is this guy complaining?
Why are
Yo,
you
stop
over
Stop
interrupting.
What
DMing
the
me.
fuck?
Why are you over talking
Stop
me when I show
DMing
you?
me.
Why are you over
Stop
talking
over
me?
talking.
Yeah, when I show you the manner and listen to you quietly. Okay, please be civil.
Just don't DM me.
Please be civil. Okay, thank you.
Don't DM me.
Dude, what kind of antisocial prick are you? Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, no. This guy's literally just saying don't DM me because he had BTFO.
Yeah, so
No.
Like,
No,
for
just
real.
post the articles and voice links. I can
He
read
did.
it.
He
posted
clearly said
I
he
posted
did.
the voice link. Okay, so so now if you look at the
Xinjiang.
boiling point, of the Xinjiang conflict, you will notice that there's actually they've been having racial conflict over there for like you say 92 years, which I agree. Okay, but the boiling point was in I believe April 2014 or as early as 2009, and that region become more extreme. Okay, the Muslim are attacking the local people. Okay, you can look at the Hotan in by 2011, the Hotan attack. By 2014, the Urumqi attack. In May 2014, there's also the Urumqi attack, and it boils down to Kunming when a bunch of Muslim with machete go down to the train station and start killing people. They were
Machete?
machete, and start killing people. I think 50 plus people was dead there, and subsequently you can see that the terrorism in that region was boiling in that time frame of 2014. Okay, and then that would coincide with a displacement of population, and I don't see strange when population, for example, when America invade Afghanistan. Let's say I can't remember the year. I'm slotting the year. Let's say 2015, and you will see a drop in population by 2015, 16, and 17 because they are constantly in war and displacement, and it's normal when a region get terrorized, the population drop. I mean, that is one reason that I can give you. But I want to I want to listen to you if you can provide me with good information that correlate the information drop instead of speculating that because there's a population drop, we are denying any other possibility and jumping straight away into saying that because there's a population drop and there's no other reason but genocide. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Okay, I guess in order for me to properly understand this, how do you define genocide? I want to
Whatever
make
the
sure that we're
CCP
talking
tells
about
them.
the same term
Sure.
because if we're not going to be talking about the same term, then there's no point in continuing.
Okay. Based on my understanding of genocide, is the intentional killing of a lot of people. One good example of genocide that we have witnessed will be the one, the Israel and Nazi one. What do you call that?
Holocaust.
Holocaust. I'm so sorry. I'm from Asia, so I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah.
But if you were to tell me genocide, I can name you two genocide which I recognize. One is the Cambodia one, and the other one is the Israelis being killed one. Or the
Okay.
Jew. Sorry, the Jew. Sorry, not the Jew.
So-
the Jew. Yeah.
Do you accept the 1948 UN Genocide Convention, which refers to any of the 5 following acts as being defined as genocide? 1, killing members of the group. 2, causing them serious bodily injury or mental harm. 3, imposing living conditions intended to destroy the group. 4, preventing births. And 5, forcibly transferring children out of the group. Do you accept any of those 5 things, if done with the intent to destroy in whole or part the Uyghurs, would make this constitute a genocide?
What was the term being coined out from in which year? 2000. Sorry, I'm asking you a question. You say which year was that?
Re-ask the question.
No, which year was that? That you say the United Nations restated.
The UN Genocide Convention was in 1948, so it was following World War II.
So
Any of the
1948, they came up with killing any group of people. Then if you look at this, the most of the war that has been created over the last 50 years or since this article has been created has all have characteristic of what you have mentioned. So the whole world or any country that is involved in war are genociding their people, from what you say.
Okay, that doesn't answer my question. So I'm going to ask my question a second time.
Can you actually show me the UN genocidal description? I would like to have a look
Holy
again.
shit. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is Ox's typical tactic. He just denies,
That's fine.
denies, and
It's
we have
fine.
sources.
It's fine.
Donnie, I did not deny anything. I actually
It's
asked
level-
him to show me something.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you
This
literally
is,
do that
Here we
to
go.
every
Here
fucking
we go.
thing.
This
One
is a
second.
strategic battle of argumentation.
I'm posting it
He
into
will
No,
weigh you
voice.
down.
he's
What I
not
have posted,
denying.
what I have posted into
Yeah,
voice
Not
that's right.
denying.
I saw
He's
it.
slow walking.
is I have posted
denial
the
comes later.
I have posted the Convention on the Prevention and Punishment of the Crime of Genocide
Sure.
from the United Nations, adopted December 9th,
can you give me a moment,
1948 by the General Assembly 260A.
Yeah. Should
For
I-
everyone else's reference, while Ox reads this, under Article 2,
Yeah, Article 2.
it says, in the present convention, genocide means any of the following acts committed with intent to destroy, in whole or in part, a national, ethnical, racial, or religious group as such. A. Killing members of the group. B. Causing serious bodily or mental harm to members of the group. C.
Intentionally.
Deliberately inflicting on the group conditions of life calculated to bring about its physical destruction in whole or in part. D. Imposing measures intended to prevent births within the group. And E. Forcibly transferring children of the group to another group.
Okay.
So, Ox,
based on
do
this,
you accept this as a viable and usable definition for genocide as we are discussing the Uyghur, for the sake of argument,
Sure.
incidents?
Sure. Okay.
Uyghur people don't even exist.
So,
No.
if
Wait.
then,
That is
so
a
if
valid
then,
argument.
so then I will verify.
That
Do
is a-
you accept that if the
Wait,
Chinese government...
wait.
Yeah, sorry.
Ox is gonna say something.
Thank you. So
Oh,
that is a valid argument. Okay.
It's not an argument. It was a question.
Zay, I'm answering it, so please be patient. I'm looking at Article 2. The definition is since 1951. And based on this definition, we can work on this definition that has been used to by the United Nations to define genocide. We can go further with you providing evidence of such activities that is happening based on this.
So to clarify, if we can prove that the Chinese government is implementing measures intended to prevent births within the Uyghur population, will you accept that this is a genocide?
You do understand one thing, right? Impose measure intend to prevent birth within the group. Okay. Based on the China policy of the one child policy, in fact, if you look at the current China direction,
I'm not asking about the one child policy.
Wait. I've listened to you. You need to listen to me.
I'm not applying that policy. I'm asking in general.
I give you the
You're already going too specific. Ignoring the one child policy because I'm not even going to use it.
Come on.
Do you accept that if they implement a policy intending to reduce the Uyghur population and prevent births within that population, I'm going to exclude and not even reference the one child policy because it's irrelevant for the purposes of this conversation.
If you are going to have an argument, you need to listen to both sides of the story. I listen to you with patience, and please
Shut the fuck up, dude.
Okay. So thank you. So China do have a one-child policy for a very long time.
Not talking about that policy.
Well, you cannot try to omit evidence and good information by singularly endorsing what you want to see. So I'll let you have the floor after I finish. Thank you. Okay, I'm muting you on my end locally, like what you did to me. So that
Can someone moderate, dude? What the fuck?
Yeah, so if there's no but anyway, I've muted a lot of people, so I didn't hear the throwing.
Nigga, mom.
So Z,
okay, boys, we gotta calm ourselves.
Yeah, I
we
understand.
gotta calm
I
ourselves.
muted a lot of people, so I cannot hear a lot of people.
There we go,
so,
boys.
Z, I muted you, and let me
there
finish
you
my argument.
are.
In China, they have the one-child policy. In fact, if you feel that China have the intention to prevent the Uyghur or intentionally putting birth control on them, then you will see the extreme case, whereas all Uyghur will be strictly applied under the one-child policy. By contrary to that, we are seeing the other direction, whereas the Uyghur are allowed to have 2 to 3 children, and
Yes, he is.
Yeah. Okay. So I
He's
think
he's talk. Ox, are you gonna address his point or not?
I've just muted him. When I'm done, I'll listen to him. Okay. So.
But are you going to address his point?
Yeah.
You're not addressing his point.
I registered his point that Uyghur has.
No, you didn't.
You didn't address his point. You didn't address his point at all.
Okay. I already say that. In fact, the Uyghur are given
address his point.
They are given.
Hold on, let's hear Zaexis restate his point, because obviously, Ox, sure. You didn't hear him. You're probably too busy listening to the social credits.
Yeah,
no, this came before you muted him.
Social credit.
Please.
Wait. But from what I'm hearing,
you just muted him. That's it.
Wait. But from what I'm hearing from Ox, is that the Chinese government doesn't allow like ethnic Chinese people to have more than one child, and they let these Uyghurs have more than like 2 or 3 child or whatever.
Correct.
I'd love to be able to make the point, because Ox, I understand if you want to refer to the China one-child policy.
Correct.
I'm not referring to that policy. So any conversation you have with respect to it is talking past the point. The question that I asked you was not if any of China's policies happen to do this. The question that I asked you was, if in the context of what I will now refer to as the Uyghur genocide, because that is what my argument is,
go on.
If in the context of this conversation, I am able to provide you evidence that China intentionally put in place policies with the intent to reduce the Uyghur population by reducing their birth rate, will that satisfy you that this is a genocide?
How would that be? How would that be a genocide? Wait, what? How would that be a genocide if they're trying to reduce the birth rate? They're not reducing the population.
Because
country
directly correlated.
Wait.
If you lower the birth rate, you
I'm answering the question.
Well, yeah, but wasn't China lowering the birth rate?
God
Shut
damn,
the
bro.
fuck up.
What the fuck?
The question I asked him right before that was whether or not he accepted the UN's 1948 Convention on Genocide, which has 5 different criteria for what acts could constitute genocide if done with the intent to destroy in whole or in part a national, ethnic, racial, or religious group. He accepted that criteria. Right, Ox, I'm not talking to you. Shut the fuck up. Victor, criteria D on that list is implementing measures to reduce births within the group.
Okay.
That's why I asked the specific question to Ox. Ox, continue.
Okay, thank you.
Wait, why would you accept that, Ox? That line is so arbitrary.
That is a good argument. Okay, in order to address.
No. That line of reducing birth rates is so arbitrary. I'm just like pointing it out right now.
Victor. Okay. For the sake of argument, I'm happy to go with his line of logic so that we can discover more information. My goal is not to win or the conversation. My goal is to discover good information so that we walk away understanding more about China or Southeast Asia.
Hold on, Ox. Mike is schooling you, numbnuts.
No, I have muted him.
Can you guys knock it the fuck off?
Okay, cool. Then
you guys are talking over each other. This is a shit storm.
I have muted him. My argument is with Z. It started off with Z.
All right, Ox. Can you stop muting people in the room? Ox, you know that's not part of the rules.
I have muted them because I'm having a recorded conversation with Z.
You know that's against the rules, right, Ox?
Weapon. I do not need you to teach me how to have a conversation.
Let's stop.
I'm the rules of the servers are.
I'm actually.
You're muting people and over talking them.
Moderator, please, can you mute
them?
Yeah. So, I'm recording this. I want to have a civil conversation with Z. If anyone else want to get in, I am happy to move to another room or share the floor.
Dude, we're in the perfect room for this, numbnuts.
Okay,
just
good.
Go.
Okay, so if it's a perfect room, it's me between Z at the moment. So please,
dude, we're trying to hear. Hold on, Mike. We can't hear you. He's being rude. I'm gonna lower his credit score here.
Yeah, lower his credit.
Okay, so I'm sorry, Mike. I muted you for your degeneracy in the past. I will never hear what
you
say.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Can you guys knock it the fuck off?
Did he just beat the mod now?
I tell you what, okay, if
Bro, can someone moderate? What the fuck's going on?
If Mike want the floor, he can.
Yeah, Ox, can you just let him make his thing
Yeah,
and then you
Downey,
can
you
speak?
might
How about
wanna,
please,
I'm moving to
please.
another
like,
room so that we can carry on the
I
conversation.
don't know, mute
So,
Ox.
do you mind moving
Ox,
to another
no,
room with
man.
me? I want to have this.
No, Ox. Yeah, you're gonna
Ox,
slither
stay in
away.
here,
We're
man.
having our conversation here. All you have to do is let one other person speak. You don't have to be a little baby bitch and just keep keep trying to sidetrack the conversation to
I'm not
areas it
sidetracking.
doesn't
I'm not
belong.
sidetracking.
Yes, you are. You by definition you are right now. You're trying to go down the whole route of like the.
He isn't.
Yeah, he is though.
Yeah, he
I
isn't.
don't-
Nah, he.
I'm
Wait,
trying
wait,
very hard to
bro. Why
engage.
is Downey a fucking mod, dude? This guy's retarded.
I'm trying very hard to engage Z. So if you guys allow me the floor, then I will engage him. If not, I do not want to overtalk. I'm happy to move to another room and carry on engaging Z. Z, do you mind, or can we actually engage?
I don't think Mike's gonna shut up.
Yeah. If Mike is
I don't think
Are we
Mike.
talking
I
about
don't think
Ukraine?
Mike
What the
can
fuck are
calm
we
him
talking
down.
about?
Z, do you mind moving to philosophy? Politely.
I'm gonna stay in this room, but I'm just going to have Mike locally muted until he's done.
Okay, sure.
That guy's talking philosophy in Ukraine war.
Okay, so I actually have Mike locally muted also since it's not.
All right, I'm muting Ox. I can't hear it come.
Yeah, it's okay. So Z, let me engage you further.
Don't. No. Stop. Let him finish. But I'm just not gonna talk while he.
Yeah, Z, thank you. So based on your article that imposing measure intends to prevent birth within the groups, okay, do we understand that the group will mean the entire Uyghur group, correct?
Where are the fucking moderators? Who is this guy? That
Right
keeps
here, yeah, dude. I'm just trying to hear Mike speak, and you fucking retards over talk him.
I can't hear Mike. I can't hear Mike. We gotta mute one of them, right?
Yeah, we got to mute all of them, dude. That's what it sounds like
Just
to me.
mute everybody.
I do
We
not
can sit in
want to. I do
silence.
not want to enforce myself in the room. But Z, I don't think we can have a conversation this way. Do you mind moving to another room? Anyone interested in my current conversation with Z, we can go to philosophy. Do you mind? Z?
How about the politics channel? There's nobody up there.
Sure. I'm happy to go to
All
politics
right.
to carry on the same conversation. Z,
All right, I'll go up there.
Thank you. Z, I'm inviting you over. Sorry for the interruption.
Good luck, gentlemen.
Thank you so much. Z.
So,
yeah, go on.
Ox,
You
did
go
you,
first.
did
You
you
go first.
so
Sure.
you accept? So just to make sure we're all on the same page on where we were at.
Correct.
The last question that I asked was,
Yes.
you have accepted the 1948 UN Convention on Genocide in terms of the operative definition.
I think it's a reasonable definition.
So for the purposes of this conversation, that is the framework and the definition of genocide that we will be using.
Sure.
So then the question that I had asked, and I will concede the floor to allow you to discuss, just keep in mind, I will not be referring to or relying upon China's one-child policy in any sense with respect to this conversation. So the question that I have for you is, if I'm able to provide evidence that specific policies or measures were implemented specifically with the intent to reduce the population of Uyghur Muslims or to reduce their birth rate, will you accept that a Uyghur genocide is occurring?
Okay, Z. I've listened to your argument, and the reason why we could not omit the one-child policy from this current conversation, because this is a policy that has been applied throughout China. Do you agree? Because when a country have a certain birth control narrative that is not targeting a singular ethnicity, okay, or ethnic groups, and it's a mass implementation throughout the entire country, and by simply saying that, oh, they have a birth control policy in their country because of their vast population at 1.1 billion in the past and 1.2 currently, and saying that just because this similar policy that has been applied and not discriminating against the Uyghur throughout the entire China, and therefore now we're going to isolate the Uyghur and say that they are being targeted. And if we look at the one-child policy direction, in fact, the minority has been given leniency based on this, and they are allowed to have 2 to 3 children. And in fact, a lot of the claim, or in fact, the so-called witnesses, are having problem when they're having the 3rd or 4th child, which they are being fined for having the 3rd or 4th child, which is part of the government policy in China, because many other Chinese, that you can, if you are arguing that the Chinese government is genociding the Uyghur based on your category of imposing measure intends to prevent birth within the group, they are genociding the Hans and not the Uyghur. based on the same argument that you are giving to me.
Okay, so you committed 2 red herrings in that response. The first red herring was to bring up the one-child policy with respect to the question that I asked. The question that I asked you is, if we can show that policies were intentionally put in place with the objective of reducing the birth rate of Uyghur Muslims, would that constitute a genocide? Your initial response to that was to discuss the one-child policy, which is applied unilaterally and existed in the area for a long time, is widely applicable, and is not implemented to reduce the birth rate of any particular group. So that is a red herring and does not in any sense speak to the question that I asked, nor does it speak to the veracity of the argument that I'm planning on putting forward. The second red herring that you're referring to is about the Han. I'm not talking about the Han, I'm talking about the Uyghur Muslims. So any conversation you're having with respect to the Han is irrelevant unless you can connect it to the Uyghur Muslims. So 2 red herrings in your response. So
are you want? Do I reply to you, or you want to carry on with the flow?
Sure, feel free.
Thank you. The reason why I don't think it's recurring and it's definitely necessary to talk about the one-child policy, because we are talking about Article 2, fourth sentence, imposing measure intends to prevent birth control within the group, which is the group of the Uyghur. And we do know already that China have this birth control policy based on the one-child policy in the entire China. And if we do recognize Xinjiang as part of China, this is already an ongoing policy that would have no correlation to the claim that if the country is discriminating against the Uyghur or trying to genocide them by applying it on a birth control restriction on the Uyghur alone. It's not applied to within a singular group.
That's why I told you at the outset, I'm not relying on the one-child policy.
We cannot deny.
It's not denying it, Ox. I acknowledge that the one-child policy exists, but it doesn't speak to the point that I'm presenting. The point that I'm referring to is, in the central question that is at issue in this discussion is, have policies or measures been implemented with the intent to reduce the birth rate of the Uyghur Muslims? That is the question. I accept that the one-child policy was not implemented to reduce the Uyghur Muslim population intentionally, which is why I'm not relying on it and why I don't care to discuss it, because it doesn't matter with respect to the question of whether other policies implemented have created a situation that the UN would define as a genocide.
Sure. So since you bring up this,
do you acknowledge what I just said?
Yeah, I acknowledge what I hear what you just say. I acknowledge. Okay, and I would love to see the information that you can provide, so that we can further this conversation.
Okay, so you're just to make sure we're on the same page.
Yeah.
The one-child policy is now a completely irrelevant consideration for the rest of this conversation.
It's definitely relevant, but I'm happy to see your argument and further information instead of like derailing it or adding my. You have also heard me. I have also heard you. So please bring for your good information, and maybe I can agree with you. There's a genocide going on. Please go ahead.
Okay, so I am going to refer to the Jamestown article here.
Correct. Go on.
The one that was revised in March of last year.
Oh, there's a new revised version?
So there were revisions made to the article in March of 2021.
Can you share the link? Okay, I
yes,
saw the link.
I posted it into the voice links.
Yeah.
So
it still say 2020 June.
Yes, but at the end of it, it says revised March 17, 2021.
Okay, sure.
Even then, this is ultimately it is still the basis for
sure.
the initial breadth of this discussion.
Agree. That's 32 page. Where should I be looking at?
Yes. So starting on page 15, they refer to the free technical family planning services to farmers and pastorals. It had previously been in place for several years within Heijin County.
Which page are you reading? Sorry.
15.
15. Okay, let me scroll to 15. 15.
Hey, yeah.
Donnie, thank you for the commercial break. Okay, 15. I'm on page 15. Where should I be looking at? There's 26, 27, 28, and until 31.
What?
they noted with different points like point 26, point 27, point 28, 29. Which point should I be looking at?
Remember? No. You're reading the wrong. I'm talking about actual numbered page 15.
Yeah, I'm on page 15, the one with the photo in the middle.
No. God damn it! Actually, looking.
Let me
if you're looking at the
PDF, on the bottom right, on the bottom right, on the
I'm
bottom
talking about
right.
the page number in the bottom right, not the page number on the PDF.
Oh, okay. So sorry, because ironically, remember I told you about Adrian Zen using
No, I get you. You're fine.
A health check on blood pressure for the Uyghur as a justification for sterilization. This is actually a free health check provided by the government. This photo.
Yeah.
So actual page. Okay. Sorry.
And this, now admittedly,
I'm on page 15 now. I'm on page 15 now.
Yeah. So it starts at the last paragraph on page 15, and it's referring to the free technical family planning services to farmers and pastorals.
Okay. Is it 43? Because there's a
yes.
43.
So it's going to start with the reference to 43.
Okay.
So what's referred to there is the free technical family planning services to farmers and pastorals.
Okay. Go on.
I'm not necessarily arguing that that these planning services are problematic in and of themselves. I'm just acknowledging the fact that these are policies that were in place to assist with family planning.
Correct.
So family planning does also tend to include different things relating to births.
Correct.
We see the next sentence beginning late 2017. They then began to provide that project, the initiative, in Kashgar City, Hotan City, Tikas County, Bol City, Hitai County. Now, Kashgar City and Hotan City are two of the cities that are most referred to when discussing the oppression of the Uyghurs.
Correct.
So, the prefecture, the Kyzyl Prefecture, published a statement referring to free birth control surgery campaign.
Okay.
So they want to guide the masses of farmers and herdsmen to spontaneously carry out family planning sterilization surgery, implement the free policy of birth control surgery, effectively promote family planning work, and effectively control excessive population growth.
Okay.
Now, in and of itself, right, the idea of doing family planning, I wouldn't say constitutes a genocide, right?
Okay, go on.
However, then when you refer to item 45, Xinjiang's Health Commission then budgets another significant amount of money to implement this project, which includes birth control surgeries.
Which number I'm looking at? 45?
40, yeah, starting at 45.
45, go on.
So in Xinjiang, the Health Commission is now started to budget additional funds for birth control procedures, which included health checks, IUD services, abortions, and sterilizations. The goal was to reduce the population of the Xinjiang region and to reduce the population growth rate by at least 4 per mil points below the 2016 level.
4 per milli point, and what does the 4 per mouse point means? By 4%?
It's by 0.4%.
4 per million. 4 means like 4 person per 1 million population? Or how does
No, it's 4 per 1,000.
4 per mouse.
But so this is dealing with, so when they say 4 per mil points, they're saying 0.4%.
0.4% per 1 million, right?
So they want to reduce, so instead of trying to, so they're trying to reduce the population growth rate by 0.4% below the 2016 level.
Okay, so 0.4%. So let's look at the Geneva.
Wait. So what's wrong with this?
Okay, so we are looking at
my testicles.
The UN Article 2. Imposed measure intends to prevent birth within the group, correct?
Yes.
So you're correlating this a 0.4% reduction of birth as a form of genocide.
Wait, and isn't that like region also inhabited by like non-Uyghurs too?
Correct.
Sure.
And they're giving them the option too.
Absolutely.
They're giving them the option too.
Yeah. In fact, the Hans in that region will be under the same policy. Yeah.
I completely understand that the Hans would also, as citizens of those regions, I completely acknowledge that.
So
however,
how does this conclude into like discriminating against the Uyghur and trying to destroy.
He's probably not finished yet. He's not finished yet. He's probably going to tell you to read more shit.
Go ahead. Sorry.
So the reason why I read all that is to frame what the government is alleging that they are trying to do. That they are trying to put in place family planning methods. However, then you get to items 47 and 48.
Okay, I'm looking at it with you.
Items 47 and 48 show that while the policies that we just discussed were the claimed goal of what would happen, what actually happened was a vast number of sterilizations, IUD placements, and some of the policies that were put in place with these family measures. A significant number of those happen to have been on Uyghur women, especially in Hotan City.
Wait, but didn't they get the option to? And you said a significant amount. That implies that some of them were done by Hans, and it simply could have just been they didn't decide to. Is that your point, dude? Or are you gonna like
there's actually
bring up more? Or?
There's actually a statistic to shows that in 2019 family planning budget sterilized 8,064 female. They does not mention which ethnicity they are, and it also mentions that 5,970 IUD was being placed, and then later on 4,281 was being removed. It's very strange. If the intention is to genocide them, you do not need to remove 4,281 IUD. But in a fair argument, they sure did not mention what ethnicity of the people in that region in regards of the number statistic that was given. Do you agree?
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
Based on the same article that you are showing me.
Humanity, where are you from? You look Chinese, like Asian.
Moderator, can you please help to moderate? It is
moderator. I can't have my opinion. If I get muted by this, I'm recording everything. Like I can't ask for
Bro, what the fuck?
I think there's a moderator in here.
You're muted by me on my end locally because you're not contributing to the conversation. I'm so sorry. Okay. Let me carry on. So in the same article, below 45 is actually in between 46 and 45. You will see a number statistic supposedly presented by Adrian Zen Jamestown Foundation articles. We see the number of 2019, 8,064 females sterilized, and then as well as 5,971 IUD placement. And then surprisingly, there's also a number that says that 4,281 IUD was being removed. Okay. And if the intention is to genocide or to intentionally reduce the population, why do they remove 4,221 IUD from the female? And at the same time, to make it a fair argument, both these statistics are not supported by which ethnicity was given the sterilization, the IUD, and the removal. But of course, I do agree with you. I'm not going to deny that in that far region of Xinjiang Haton region, the majority would be Uyghur, but that is not the entire ethnicity. There's what you call that Kashgar. There's the Hui. There's numerous other ethnicity in that region that is all applied under the same policy that was implemented unilaterally throughout China. Yeah, the floor is open to you.
I just want to share a piece of information with you. Copper IUDs have a 10-year span, and they must be removed. And then hormone IUDs last for like 3 to 5 years, so they have to be removed, and a new one has to be put in. Yeah, so I don't know if that affects the numbers.
Wait, so it wouldn't even be like a permanent sterilization either. And mind you, these people paid for it, or excuse me, not paid for it. They asked for it. They consented to it.
We actually do not know if they consensus to it or they are
being that's what he read out earlier. It said that the policy was intended to for people to consent to sterilizations and pregnancies and abortions or whatever the fuck.
Well, no.
Apparently this is
the word consent never left my mouth.
Sure.
What are you talking about? Wait, but what about where you're talking about the table 43 and stuff? Beginning of this project began to feature free birth control surgery campaign with the intention to move towards a mass sterilization of the world population.
Yeah. If it's mass sterilization, you will know 0.4%. They will do it on a larger scale, right?
Not necessarily.
Okay. But then it will be an isolated group, like a, like Uyghur in Hotan only. Like, it doesn't make sense, because if you want to genocide, if you look at the
Yeah, it
genocide,
seems
if you look at the genocide of Cambodia, there was actually no discrimination against region.
right. It seems to be an isolated thing with respect to the Uyghurs in Hotan and Kashgar.
No, in that region of Hotan, the entire region was implemented based on this policy, and Uyghur was not isolated out for the implementation. I believe it was the entire region. They chose a region. They did not choose the ethnicity.
Well, for pragmatic purposes, if I were to say that like 95% of Cherokee Indians live state of Oklahoma, right? But 5%, I'm just making these numbers up, and 5 to 10% of the residents of the state were white. I would be able to, if I put a policy that controlled birth in Oklahoma, yeah, of course it would reduce the rate of white births, but it would focus on one particular population that doesn't have the roots around in other states. So after doing this for a couple of years, maybe I just lower their birth rate by a little fraction of a percent, close to replacement level, or maybe just a little below replacement level, just to have a long-term demographic bottleneck that keeps their population from growing. In theory, I could do that based on geography.
I mean, like, no, I understand. Well, yeah, how would they could do that? It's their country. It's their country. They could do whatever they want. But based off what I'm like listening to right now, this isn't necessarily concrete proof that they're necessarily trying to genocide them, because first off, the region in which they did this policy, which people could have consented to do, they it wasn't even fully comprised of Uyghurs. It was
Of course it
comprised of
wasn't.
other
the reason why I
ethnicities,
say
and
this,
they
You also-
decided no, and the people there decided if they wanted to get these sterilizations or not.
Yeah, we see that the Han
abortion,
population. Sure, there was a drop in the Han growth population between 2016 and 2017, but then you see that it goes up in 2018.
Sure.
The population
the reason why I
of
bring up
Hotan
this
and
point
Kashgar, which are
is
predominantly
in my
Uyghurs,
own country.
has just consistently dropped since they put these programs in place.
Yeah, because they decided
they
decided that they wanted to do abortion sterilizations. That's their own. That's
Except
the
they
woman's
also
own problem.
required forced sterilizations if they already had 3 or more children, which tended to be the case amongst Uyghur women, not Han women.
You see that
but no, it wouldn't matter whether it tended to be the case, because doesn't that law apply to like every Chinese citizen if you have more than 3 children or whatever?
Correct.
No.
Wait, what?
Huh?
Not
No,
correct.
it
This
only
was
applied to
not put in
Uyghurs?
place across the country.
Yeah, it's unevenly
Not. Wait, it was that.
The reason.
Wait, it was
reason
that
why I
region where
brought
if you had
this
more
up
than
in the
3, I
first
mean, they're
place-
trying to. It's clearly they're trying to lower
Yes, it
the
was
birth rates
Xinjiang.
there.
Xinjiang did it. This wasn't something across China.
which
The
consisted
reason-
of multiple
yeah.
ethnicities, right?
It doesn't.
Yes.
Do you
The
think that
reason
in
why
order
I
for it to
bring
be a
this up-
genocide, that they have to
Hold on a
implement a
second.
policy in only places that are 100% Uyghur?
Hold on a second here. The reason why I bring this up.
Maybe it doesn't have to, but I'm saying the evidence
It
you're
definitely
providing,
doesn't
it's
have
not
to.
concrete. The evidence you're providing is not concrete, dude. It's like you're reaching. It's like it's kind of like a reach.
Well, you piece puzzle pieces together. The reason why I brought this up in the first place is when my country practiced demographic bottlenecking, i.e., genocide against Native Americans or blacks or whatever. When the eyes of the world got focused on the racial element, they started focusing on geography, zip codes, area codes, etc. And so we said, well, we're not discriminating against this race of people. We're just helping this one area that has problems. And yes, poor whites also suffered from these policies, but by proportion, they were mostly focused on the minorities. This is what my own country did, right?
I do not disagree with your argument, which is definitely valid. Like I say, I always want to engage in a good fact check and good information, so that we actually walk away. We do not need to agree with each other. We need to walk away with a better in-depth understanding of what we are looking at. I do recognize the point that Z have bring up to me, but with this thin evidence, and there's like Victor have said, this is reaching, and there's so much assumption into it, reading between the policy, and we have not even gone into fact checking the information from Adrian and Jamestown Foundation, where we are merely endorsing it fully, which I'm giving you the benefit of doubt, that is good information, which I actually personally I do not agree, but so far we do not have systemic targeting of the Uyghur based on the information that was provided so far, actually.
So just to verify then, based on the Jamestown article, you do not believe that the policies put in place in Xinjiang were designed to reduce the birth rate of the Uyghurs?
Okay, you see, the information that was provided from you since table 45 implicated information without mentioning if they are targeting a certain region. The number statistic does not cover, is it like 100% Uyghur? Is it a regional implementation? Because based on your claim,
Dude, for fuck's sake,
please, I give you the courtesy, so please show me the list of that. Okay, and the information that you provided simply show a region being implemented a certain policy that is across the board, okay, a free policy, and like Victor have mentioned, a voluntary free policy that was agreed upon by its people. Okay, you have not so far provided information in regards of the policy targeting only Uyghur, okay, or the policy forcing them, forced sterilization, the claim of forced sterilization. In fact, it clearly stated it's a free policy in that region. Yeah, the floor is open to you. Thank you.
Okay. I don't see that there's going to be any sense of agreement here. Just because if you seem to be operating from a standpoint that in order for us to be able to conclude that a policy put in place to be considered an intentional implementation of reduction of birth control policy or reduction of birth policies, it seems to me that you're suggesting that we need to have complete and total information on the breakdown of the region, that the region needs to be potentially mostly or all Uyghur. Like I think that this is just an unattainable standard, and that you are unwilling to actually be convinced.
Wait, no, it's well, yeah, you can say that it's an unattainable standard, but that's a standard that you have to have to prove your point.
No, you don't need to prove that the entire population of the Xinjiang region is Uyghur in order to demonstrate that a significant majority of policies that they're putting in place affect Uyghurs predominantly.
Well, yeah, it might affect them, but it affects other people in the region too, and the people there decide if they want to have birth control or abortions or whatever.
Unless they have 3 or more kids, in which case they don't get a choice in the matter.
See, remember when we fall back to the argument that you try to disinclude the one-child policy, and you simply ignore the fact that the one-child policy, in fact now is the two-child policy, is applied across the board, is a national policy that apply to every single Chinese citizens. And when you simply argue that once they have 3 or more, which are really beyond the two-child policy, the Uyghur are in fact in this very argument that you're arguing about that is being targeted, are being treated exceptionally with grace to have even the 3rd child or 4th child. I mean,
that's a red herring that distracts from the point.
I know. When I first heard Ox doing that, I thought he was like trying to divert, but I completely understand what he's trying to say now. He's saying like your evidence is that, oh look, if they have more than 3 children, then China's gonna kill the other one or whatever, or not allow them to have the other one. But you can see that this is consistent across China. If you have more.
Not.
Having more than 2 children, or having a lot of children in China, that is consistent in China, that a lot of those parents are not gonna have their kids. It's like
they don't forcibly sterilize people who aren't.
Wait, but you haven't proved that. You haven't proved that they sterilize them.
It's in the article.
Where does it say that? Forcibly sterilized.
Oh,
this is voluntary. And how do they go on to prove that they were forcibly sterilized? Even if the article did say that, I don't think the article said that because I know you would have pointed that out. But
it's always good to have a civil conversation. So we do not need to agree with everything. It's normal to disagree, but it's always good to walk out with a different narrative of listen to a different perspective. My goal is not to win a conversation. Okay, my goal is to share good information so that we actually walk away with something at the end of the day. Yeah, my time is almost up. I'm about to leave. I can do another 10 minutes.
It's not. There's no point in having another conversation for 10 more minutes.
So are we ending it with a non-conclusion?
Yes.
So I mean, there's no winner in this conversation. I hope we walk away with different perspective. And thank you for the conversation, Z.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. May I post this on YouTube like what I did on Blackworth?
on Blackworth, what happened with Blackworth?
I will share you the link later. Okay, I recorded it and so that we can have a conversation on the record, so that people will not take me ransom for what I say. I constantly get that all the time.
What's your YouTube?